What's at stake here? A chance to go to Atlanta. The possibility of a third consecutive BCS appearance.
They're going to try a field goal.
57 yards for the win. On the way. No. Returned by Chris Davis. Davis goes left. Davis gets a block. Chris Davis. Touchdown. An answered prayer.
Jalen Hurts. He'll keep it.
Kerryon Johnson with a convoy in front.
Harris up the middle. He's going to go.
Slate. Yes! Scarborough is going to walk in.
Touchdown, Auburn.
There's no words to really describe the hate that there is between Auburn and Alabama.
There's a tremendous bragging right, pride that is really beyond description.
It's electric. Hairs on the back of your neck are standing up.
It's something that you'll remember for the rest of your life.
You have to experience it to truly understand it. It's the best rivalry in college football.
And for the 82nd time, it is the Iron Bowl from Auburn, Alabama. The Home Depot SEC on CBS brings us to Jordan-Hare Stadium. And the 6th-ranked Auburn Tigers on their home field against the top team in the land, the Crimson Tide of Alabama. You take a look at the West standings in the SEC, it says it all. Alabama on top, perfect at 7-0. Auburn right there at 6-1. Can they pull a surprise like they did 4 years ago? The college football playoff picture looks like this. Miami has lost now. You take a look at the rest for Auburn and Alabama. A trip to Mercedes-Benz Stadium and a matchup where Georgia is in store for the winner today. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Plains. I'm Brad Nussler. When you say Iron Bowl, it should be enough. When you think about two teams that are both ranked in the top 10 for only the 8th time in this storied history, and then it's for a play-in to play the Georgia Bulldogs next Saturday in Atlanta. That says it all. There's some eerie similarities to 4 years ago. A quarterback that had a #1 ranked team. A quarterback on the other side that led a comeback after a loss to LSU. Two running backs with the same numbers and the same impact. And then the unthinkable, unbelievable that Vern called so beautifully on the 109-yard run back for a miracle victory for Auburn. My partner Gary Danielson 4 weeks ago said on the air that Auburn, a 2-loss team, had a chance to get in the college football playoff. I thought you had lost your mind.
Yeah.
You were right.
Well, you know, there wasn't a lot of believers, you know, after that LSU game. And until that Georgia game, were you believing after the Georgia game?
Yes, I did.
And I think all of the Auburn fans were believing after the Georgia game. They played almost a perfect football game. And I think to beat Alabama, they're going to have to do it the same way. And to do that, they got to ride their star. Kerryon Johnson is one of the outstanding football players in this league. He really has it all. He anticipates the play as good as any running back in college football. When there's an opening, he attacks it. He's got acceleration when he needs it. And sometimes, Brad, he runs with that arrogance that just a few people have. And I think that his teammates have taken that scouting report and the way he plays and taken a page out of it.
Here comes the top-ranked team in the country to the booze at Jordan-Hare. Top-ranked Alabama. Well, they're in a familiar spot, Gare. They've been #1 for all but 2 weeks this year. They've been #1 so many times, and here they are again.
And they're used to it. They're used to big games. They enjoy big games, but they remember what it was like in this stadium when Auburn was real and they had a quarterback. But you know what? Auburn fans, Alabama fans, they got a quarterback that kind of reminds you of a quarterback that played for Auburn, Cam Newton. Jalen Hurts has the whole package. He can beat you in a lot of different ways. He has the guts to finish games, and he has the skill to provide it at any time.
Coach, linebackers Christian Miller, Terrell Lewis, Mack Wilson, they're available but not 100%. How does that affect your ability to stop this fast Auburn offense?
Look, we're going to have everybody to stop Auburn's offense. It ain't going to be about those three guys. It's going to be about everybody on our team being all in, ready to play. I'm proud of this team for what they've given themselves an opportunity, but we got to be able to finish.
It's the Iron Bowl. Everything can and has happened in this game. What makes this rivalry so unpredictable every year?
I don't know. I guess it's the emotion of the game. That's why you got to channel your emotions in the right direction.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
I think everybody in this whole stadium feels the exact same way. Alabama leads the series, 45 wins, 35 losses, and a tie. Allie made her way across the field to Gus Malzahn of the Auburn Tigers.
Coach, this is only the second time in history that this game has decided who goes to Atlanta next week. Why will it be Auburn?
It's good as it gets right now. We played our best game against the #1 team in the country 2 weeks ago. We need to do the same thing tonight.
Your quarterback, Jarrett Stidham, has never experienced this unique environment. What have you told him about the Iron Bowl and this Alabama defense?
Yeah, I told him just to do his thing. Play his game. He's played very well. He's gotten better each week, and I expect him to play well today.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
A little bit different, though. Gus Malzahn wants to write it wide open, and he's looking for big plays. When you talk to Nick Saban, he says it's fundamentals, do your job. Just a little different take.
First meeting was in 1893 at Birmingham's Lakeview Park. This venue's a little bit bigger. Bama won the toss, deferred. J.K. Scott will tee it up. Martin and Igbenagi back deep for the Tigers. Iron Bowl number 82 is underway. Igbenagi is going to take a knee, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Let's check our Chick-fil-A starting lineups. Allie just talked about Jarrett Stidham with head coach Gus Malzahn, and since the second half of that LSU game that we saw, Gary, he's been pretty darn good. Here's the rest of his offensive cohorts up front right now. Ryan Davis closing in on the all-time reception mark, single season, I should say, reception mark for Auburn. Kerryon Johnson flanks Stidham in the shotgun.
Alabama showing blitz in the very first play. They're going to check out of it.
And a quick throw out on the flat. And that's going nowhere. Minkah Fitzpatrick has got Darius Slayton all wrapped up. And let's check the defense of Alabama. That guy's the leader, number 29, without a doubt. A guy that's really coming on the last couple of weeks. They needed help at the linebacker position, and a freshman's been giving it to him. Second down and 9. Play fake. Stidham double clutches, throws it out to Davis. Davis broke the tackle, and he got a first down.
Well, Stidham had to double clutch. The blitz was coming off the edge from Hootie Jones, number 6. If he'd have thrown it on his first try, it would have been knocked down. Watch, he sees Hootie Jones coming. He delays, lets Hootie come down like basketball, right?
Yep. So first down out at the 36-yard line. They're going to go that way again to Slayton with a blocker in front, and he picked up 4 before he's run out of bounds by Minkah Fitzpatrick again. So again, Auburn's not going to slow down much. Play action. Stidham has time. Fires in and out of the hands.
What a play by Levi Wallace.
Craig Myers, the intended receiver.
Levi Wallace is chasing Craig Myers across the whole field. The throw is slightly behind, but usually this is a completion. Watch Wallace make up ground, stick his paw in there, and knock it out. What a play. There it is. Throw it up. He might have double caught it. He might have caught it again, but Levi Wallace on that play.
Wallace, a great story, a former walk-on, and now a great corner. 3rd and 9 for Stidham. Down the middle, and this one's a strike, and this time he hangs on. Craig Myers might have dropped the last one, but not this one.
Oh, man. Great middle throw of the field this time, going right down the middle of the field on this play. Tough to show replays in this Auburn offense, I'll tell you that. If you like replays, you're just going to have to be patient.
First down at the Alabama 48. Quick throw out to Slayton. And Slayton kept his footing somehow. Wow!
We all thought he was out of bounds. I thought his left foot was out of bounds when he got thrown out. His toe was in. I don't think his heel ever came down.
Unbelievable.
Yes, great balance.
Now they go the other way out to Stove. And Stidham throwing it all over the field right now.
Listen, Gus Malzahn promised that against Georgia he was going to go wide open. One more look. His no play, great job of keeping your wits about you and finishing the play when everybody else, at least on Alabama's side, thought he went out of bounds.
So 2nd and 10 at the Alabama 25.
As I was going to say, Gus promised he was going to be wide open against Georgia, and he promised he'd do the same against Alabama, keeping his promise.
Play fake. It's a throwback screen. We've seen this before. And the tight end Harris with the catch.
That's the 3rd different version of that throwback screen we've seen. Kerryon Johnson scored on it last week, 2 weeks ago against Georgia in that big play. But coming up and making that tackle, Jennings does it and stops it to a minimum. 3rd and what, medium, 5 or 6?
Yep, 6 to go. They need to get to the 15-yard line.
Isaiah Buggs splits 2 receivers to get out of bounds on that one, to get to the sideline on the substitution.
Craig Myers in motion toward the ball. Stidham comes back this way to Kerryon Johnson. He's got the first down inside the 15.
Well, I'll tell you, Chip Lindsey, the offensive coordinator for Auburn, has the whole playbook opened up. Everything they got, they're throwing right here. Easy pitch and catch with a little window dressing of a spin by Stidham and keeping Alabama off balance.
Now he gives it inside the 10, down around the 8. The Verizon Red Zone offense, 31 scores in 32 trips, and 23 of those have been touchdowns.
Chandler Cox comes into the game. Their great blocking H-back. Following him usually leads you to the play.
They can actually get a first down at about the 1-foot line. That's Davis in motion. The gives to Kerryon Johnson. And he's going to get down inside the 3. Raekwon Davis, who's been a terror lately from his defensive line position, came in the last 3 games with 23 tackles. He made that stop. Here you go, 3rd down and 2. Alabama changing up personnel.
Brad, I was here 3 weeks ago, and I saw Kerryon Johnson do the Tim Tebow jump pass from the Wildcat in this position.
That's the spot he's in right now. 3rd down and 2. Kerryon, there's the jump pass. Gary called. Touchdown. A 94-yard drive capped off with a touchdown pass from Kerryon Johnson to Nate Craig Myers.
Well, they don't practice those things for nothing, right?
And you don't go to practice for nothing. Low snap. They got the hold down, and the extra point was up and good.
I think what I take from this drive, remember, it started from the 6-yard line. They started out the drive aggressively, and they ended up the drive aggressively on the jump pass.
Beautifully designed and executed. And the guy that got a big completion, a 30-yarder, Nate Craig Myers, is a guy that caps off the 94-yard drive with a touchdown. Tigers 7-0 at home. So a 94-yard drive, and Chip Lindsey pulled everything out of the bag on a 12-play march.
It started with a pass, but I thought the key play was Kerryon Johnson's run to get the first down and break it open, and that's when Auburn, Chip, and Gus really tuned up their tempo in that drive.
He had that 15-yard run, then they had a 30-yard pass.
Right.
And then they were moving.
The big play by Slayton down the sideline. Right. I mean, they had a little bit of everything. We talked about that in the open. It had to be everything for Auburn to stay in this game against Alabama.
Carlson's kickoff. And that's going to go way back to the back line. Josh Jacobs will take a knee. As we take a look at the Chick-fil-A starting lineups for the Crimson Tide of Alabama, it all starts with the guy that Gary talked about, Jalen Hurts. He's only lost one game in his 2 years at Alabama. There's his numbers coming in. And the rest of the offense that'll trot out there with him, including his big play wide receiver, Calvin Ridley. Hassenauer in there for Pierce Baker at the guard spot. They fake the throw out to Jacobs, and now Hurts looking for somebody to come open, and he can't find anybody. Look at the Tigers defensively. Trey Matthews, the leader back there in their secondary. Leader of the entire team, his teammates say.
And look at Alabama going fast. Now can that defensive line dominate?
Just a four-man rush, and they're bringing the heat.
They did.
And Hurts lost the ball, and Auburn's got it. Trey Williams on top of it.
They did dominate. Only the third turnover by the Alabama offense, their first team offense all season. I think it was Derek Brown that knocked the ball away. It was Jeff Holland that flushed him out, and Trey Williams who ended up with the ball. Jeff Holland flushes Hurts. Big play by Derek Brown, and that front four. When you get any offense in college football backed up with those athletes, you got problems.
What about maybe a quick strike here after the turnover?
Well, they went sugar huddle. They always do something funny out of that.
Stidham's going to whip it out. Kerryon Johnson got 10 or 11. They'll keep the pedal down. They move the sticks. 1st and 10 Auburn. And this time Alabama wraps up Johnson after maybe a 2-yard gain.
Let's again talk about that Auburn offensive line. You know, Alabama's defensive line can stymie a lot of football teams, but Auburn is featuring 4 seniors. They've been in this game. They know big-time college football. They are big, strong, aggressive football players, and if they can get stalemates up there, they'll be creases for Kerryon.
He got 2 on the last carry, 2nd down and 8. Just outside the Alabama 31. Trying to take advantage of the Trey Williams fumble recovery. Johnson moves the pile for about 3. It'll bring up 3rd down.
I think Jeremy Pruitt and Nick Saban will love that. Get into 3rd and medium, control the running game, and now let's see if they can get a pass rush here.
Tigers line up in a hurry. On 3rd and 5, Stidham rolling left, going that way, 1st down, and it's Davis. That'll be a single season record receiving for Ryan Davis and a 1st down, more importantly for Auburn.
Excuse me, Brad. Kerryon Johnson gets the block on Minkah Fitzpatrick to make the play.
Back to the live action. Davis again inside the 10.
I mean, Stidham is throwing strikes. Come on, he is not in awe of anything here. This is really Alabama's first pro potential quarterback they face this season, and he is keeping them off balance. He's accurate. They're rolling out. Every part of the Auburn offense now is keeping Alabama's defense off balance.
We talked to Ryan Davis yesterday. He said, I'm so excited to have my name in the record books if it comes to that. He's already got 3 catches in this quarter. 1st and goal. Kerryon Johnson might be to the 4, close to it. Red zone defense for Alabama. They're one of the best in the country. They've only allowed 11 rushing touchdowns all season long. 2nd fewest in college football. There's Jeremy Pruitt, the defensive coordinator.
I smell something here, Brad. Why is number 80 Sam Cannella in the game? He doesn't play much. Maybe a fade. He's a big, tall receiver. Why is he in the game?
2nd and goal at the 4. Stidham flushed out of the pocket. Throws on the run, incomplete.
Good job by Minkah Fitzpatrick. He was matched up on him. They were trying to go to Canella. He had him one-on-one to the outside. Minkah, remember, he was a former corner when he started out. He gets up into the grill of Canella. Stidham comes out of it and has to go the other way. Great defense from Alabama.
And they come up with a goal line stop here. 3rd and goal. 4 wideouts. Stidham's been almost perfect in this quarter. That's Hastings, a motion man. And drop the ball. Let's see who's on it. Alabama might have it. They do. Deron Payne. It's about the first thing that's gone wrong for Auburn all day.
I think Jarrett Stidham should have just fell on this instead of trying to save the play. Fall on it, you got 3 points. When he doesn't, he tries to pick it up, and then the wash comes back and doesn't allow him to get it. Remember, with Carlson, you get 3 points if you just fall on it. He tries to do too much, and it costs him a turnover.
Deron Payne comes up with a fumble recovery. Stops an Auburn drive and ends the first quarter 7-0 with the Tigers in front. We'll return to Auburn after this message and a word from your local station. Starting the second quarter at Jordan-Hare. 7-0 Tigers on their home field. Had an opportunity to maybe make it 14-0 a moment ago. But now it's Alabama's ball at their own 9-yard line. Corner blitz. Jalen Hurts going to run into the middle of the pile, and he'll get about 4 yards out of it. Brad Nessler, Gary Danielson, partner. We got 3 quarters to play. We might look back on that fumble right there as a season changer even.
Well, I mean, it's a sure 3 points, and you'd like to have it back, but it's different. It's a different game. Last year, only 7 first downs for Auburn the whole game. They got 9 already. The difference? A quarterback. Jarrett Stidham's 12 for 14. Last year, Sean White was injured. They struggled. Only had 1 first down in the whole first half. It's an even fight this year. Alabama has to look at this and say, we're going to have to score.
On second down, play action for Hurts. Pressure coming from Holland. And now from the inside, and Jalen's got nowhere to go. Let's check in with Allie.
Guys, there is a change on the Alabama offensive line. J.C. Hassenauer was in the tent for about 2 minutes, and they took him straight to the locker room to evaluate him further. As soon as I know more about the injury, I'll let you know.
All right, Allie, thanks.
That's a big injury.
Yeah, because he was in there for Pierce Baker to start with. And now they're trying to protect their quarterback, who's inside his own 15-yard line.
Yeah, that's red lights. That's red lights flashing for Alabama right now. Their 3rd guard in the game.
3rd and 5. Ridley in motion toward the ball, and now back to the left. And Hurts is looking that way, flushed out of the pocket. Can he find an open man? Going to go deep down the sideline and incomplete. Foster was the closest receiver.
I'll tell you, they flushing them again. On 3rd down, this Alabama offensive line has got a problem. They've got 4 elite pass rushers up front that they have to handle, and on long yardage situations, or better said, when Auburn can pin their ears back on a pass play, Alabama is struggling.
J.K. Scott will kick from near his own goal line.
Not real high.
And it's going to take a great bounce, though, for Alabama. Wow. You got to be kidding.
Yep. They all work.
That's what Auburn's done so far. The fumble was huge. Let's see what they put together after the long punt. Stidham pump fakes. Pressure. Down he goes. Ferryon Johnson picks up the fumble. And Johnson trying to get to a first down marker out of that, and does.
I wonder if Stidham pitched it to it, Brad. I thought it was a fumble too, but did Stidham at the last second realize he was going to lose 10 or 12 yards and toss it at the end of the play? Let's see what happens. He knows he's down. Yes,
You're right,
he does. He does. I'll bet Kerryon said, "Here I am. Here, give it to me."
Shortest pass route he's ever run.
But you know what? It was really a 12-yard gain, even though it's 2nd and 10. Boy, Jeremy Pruitt was aggressive. He blitzed off the slot again.
Stidham again. In trouble, and he's going to take off on his own. Gets it across the 25 to the 27. Dylan Moses, a freshman linebacker, made the stop.
I think the umpire got in the middle of that play. At the end of it, Stidham gets it again, where it's 3rd and 6 and makeable. Oh, yes, and from the blind side that time, the umpire took one from behind.
Did he ever?
It's not a penalty, though. You know, all these officials work really hard at, staying in shape, staying maneuverable, and that time he couldn't get out of the way of something he couldn't see.
3rd down at 5. Blitz coming from the Tide. Fitzpatrick got the back of Stidham, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, Minkah Fitzpatrick just finds a way, and he went right through Kerryon Johnson on this play, too. Fitzpatrick so aggressive coming off the edge right here. He's got Kerryon Johnson one-on-one. Got to make that block, Kerryon. You got it. They got a big play. They're blitzing. Your quarterback is hot. And Johnson doesn't give the quarterback enough time. 2
of the best players in the conference going head-to-head on that one.
Yep. That's the 2nd big play Minkah Fitzpatrick has made. Remember the potential fade pass to Canella on there, and then that big play right there.
They should get decent field position out of this punt by Marshall.
It's low.
And fair caught at the 39 by Trevon Diggs.
Well, I'll tell you, it's a win for Alabama to catch him.
Oh, yeah. They had a little trouble in that area this year. There is a football player right there.
Totally.
Josh Jacobs in the Alabama backfield. He's going to get the carry on a counter, and he got about 5. They've been using him a little bit more every week.
They really had. In the key drives against Mississippi State with the game on the line in the 4th quarter, not only were the freshman receivers in, Smith and Judy like they are, but so was Josh Jacobs in the game.
And he stays in there at 41 yards on the ground, 45 as a receiver, including a touchdown a week ago. And he's going to block for Jalen Hurts. Bounced off one would-be tackler and got a 1st down somehow.
See, that again, I mean, Auburn fans had a full year of camp doing that to people. A perfect call on defense. Trey Matthews coming off the edge, off the slot, running right into the blitz. That should not work. But you know what? Their guy is better than your guy.
And Josh Jacobs didn't get 1 block. He got 2 blocks.
Yes.
1st down. Alabama in Auburn territory at the 48-yard line, trailing by a touchdown. And that one good for about 3 more. Trey Williams made the tackle.
Calvin Ridley was very demonstrative in the slot on that play. I don't know if he was looking for an audible. He's only caught 1 ball for 5 yards. Remember, in the first half against Mississippi State, he kept Alabama in the game. He caught 2 for 124 yards, 2 60-yarders. Auburn has taken him away.
They only have 15 yards on the ground. They'll keep it on the ground, trying the same play they had a couple of moments ago. Jacobs again trying to lead the way as Hurts is knocked out of bounds short by about 3 yards.
And remember the pressure on Jalen Hurts on the pass plays. So what does Alabama do and Brian Dable? They go to the run game. That's 4 consecutive runs.
Alabama came in 43% on the year on their 3rd down conversions. 0 for 2 today. 3rd and 3. Auburn thinking about a blitz off the corner. They're going to bring it. And Jacobs is not going to get there.
Well, first decision for Nick right now. He punted last time. but he's a little closer this time. Will he go for it? Remember, last time he gave the ball to Auburn on the 6-yard line and they scored. I'd go for it.
He's going for it, bringing an extra tight end.
Now can they handle that elite defensive line for Auburn?
They're perfect this year. Number 1 in the country on 4th down. They haven't missed one. 4th and a long yard here. Hurts hesitates and gets it. 13 for 13. That quiets the crowd momentarily.
I'll tell you, that time off the edge, number 84, Hale Hinchis, number 84, the tight end does a nice job of pinning Jeff Holland and allowing Jacobs to clean up, and Hurts make the first down.
At the Auburn 36.
Now you can almost feel they're going to go deep here. Don't you, to Ridley? I mean, Ridley's going to get the ball. Short slot left. If you're going to throw the ball, don't you want to throw early? Yeah.
Oh, they're going to drop back. Now they're thinking about it. And the jump ball in the end zone. Won by Alabama. Jerry Jeudy. Touchdown.
You could feel it.
Hurts to Jeudy. 36 yards. Touchdown.
Jeremiah Dinson, number 20, against the true freshman Jeudy. Jeudy, another play. You could feel they were going to go deep. You really did. I mean, they run the ball 5 straight runs. They tried to go to Ridley. He was not open, and Hurts just lets it go. I think Calvin Ridley actually tripped on the play, and that's why Hurts went deep late on the play.
They'll take it however it worked. Just give your guy an opportunity, and that's what Hurts did.
I think Ridley's going to cross the screen right about, no, we're not going to see him. He's just out of the screen. Ball coming right at you. And one-on-one, 50-50 ball. This time it's Bama's.
60 yards in 7 plays. Jerry Jeudy's second touchdown catch of the year has tied it 7-7. Brad Nessler, Gary Danielson, Ellie LaForce, our CBS crew, and an enchanting city on the plains here of Auburn, Alabama, where we're tied up at 7.
There's not a team in college football that's more clutch than Alabama. They've been doing it for 8 or 9 years. They play in a lot of big games. They come back. They may say they believe in momentum, but they don't play like they do. They just keep playing.
Wow, that one fielded dangerously and run out of bounds. Kerryon Johnson got a couple as we're down to 8:20.
He set a high bar. I'm coming after him, though.
Rashaan Evans going to be on the bottom of that pile if they ever unpile. Sure he wasn't shaken up on the play. That wasn't him. I think it was Levi Wallace who got up slowly, but he stays out there. 2nd down and 8. Stidham almost dropped the snap. Now fires near sideline. Bullet for a first down.
You know, I've always felt that, you know, you have to have obviously physical linemen, defensive linemen to play with Alabama. But don't come to the game without a quarterback. You do not have a chance. And that was a throw to the outside. Alabama will tip their hat and say, hey, that's too good.
Kerryon Johnson, one of his better runs of the day. Allie?
Guys, when I was watching Anthony Jennings on the sideline, he clearly had pain in his left arm, almost like he was losing feeling. He kept clenching his fist, moving his arm around the entire time he was on the sideline. He's dealing with some sort of injury, which is a huge blow, considering the depth at linebacker concern for Alabama right now.
He's trying to get in on that play, and somebody's trying to bring down Kerryon Johnson, and they had a tough time doing it.
We talked about 2 weeks ago that Kerryon does those Le'Veon Bell runs. There was one right there. I mean, the other thing when you watch Kerryon play, he doesn't get hit hard. He just really is able to dodge. We talked to Kevin Steele and Gus Malzahn and Chip Lindsey about him, and they said he's got great vision.
Blitz coming on, 2nd and 6. Stidham going deep. Man's there. Going to have a flag? No. Slayton got tangled up back there with Levi Wallace, but no penalty.
I thought Slayton misjudged this. He knew he had the defender on his hip. And I don't know if there was a tug by the Alabama, by Levi Wallace. Yes, there was. He tugged his arm, but I thought Slayton was slowing down as well, trying to catch it with his outstretched arm. I don't think that's enough contact. I think that's a good no call. I really do. I know that's dangerous to say about either team in this game. Believe me, I've been here a while. I get it. But I think that's a good no call.
So it brings up third down.
All-out blitz.
Over the middle, on the run, Ryan Davis to the 22.
Wow, Jeremy Pruitt on 3rd and 5 sends the house. Stidham sees it and calmly just hits the crosser underneath that time. What a play. I think Chip Lindsey anticipated that blitz.
23 yards to number 23, and now it's Stidham to the 21.
You know, Jarrett Stidham, after delivering that pass, but early in this game, he took a couple big hits when he ran the ball. Those kind of grow on you. Let me tell you that right now. Well, you know, Chip Lindsey and Jeremy Pruitt go back. They kind of can read each other's minds. They coached high school almost real close to each other. I think Chip Lindsey got one on that one.
Carry on, hit by Deron Payne.
Whoa. Deron Payne doesn't usually get a lot of stats because he's eaten a lot of blockers up front. But that time, if he ate a blocker, he threw him away. Or he swallowed him or something.
He ate a fumble recovery earlier.
Right in the middle this time.
Bang.
Oh, he actually takes on 2 defenders for Auburn that time. They double-teamed him, and he came off both of them to make that play. What a play.
All right, last time on third down, on 3rd and 5, Auburn got a 23-yard pass play. They got 3rd and 8 here. Alabama thinking about a blitz off the corner, maybe off both corners. Last time they got burned blitzing on 3rd down. Here they come. Stidham over the middle. Same kind of play, but this time a great open field tackle by Ronnie Harrison.
Yeah. I think both sides anticipated exactly what was going to happen. Auburn saw the blitz coming. They stayed with the play, and Alabama figured it'd be one of those fast passes. We'll let you catch it and make the tackle. A win for both sides.
Now you bring out the all-time leading scorer in SEC history, Daniel Carlson. This will be a 33-yard attempt. 3-time semifinalist for the Groza Award. He's an extra weapon and has been for 4 years here for Auburn. Kick is perfect.
Carlson got hit after he made the kick there. Tony Brown came across the edge. No big deal. Carlson's a good actor, I guess, right?
Gives his team back the halftime lead, 10-7. And Alley's with Nick.
Coach, what will it take to get off to a better start offensively in the second half?
Talk about our offense?
Yes.
Well, you know, we stopped ourselves the first couple times we had the ball with the penalty and, you know, 4th and short. But, you know, the big difference in the game to me is 3rd down. We're not getting off the field on 3rd down on defense. We're not converting 3rd downs on offense. So we're not keeping the ball to extend drives.
How do you make things more difficult for Jarrett Stidham in the pocket?
Well, I can't hear what you're asking.
How do you make things more difficult for Jarrett Stidham in the pocket? He's having a good first half.
Yeah, on 3rd down because we're getting pressure on him. He's had to scramble a couple times. We've got good pressure on him, but we're not doing a good job of covering him.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Alabama, in fact, 0 for 4 on 3rd down conversions. So Nick knows of what he speaks. And his team is down at halftime. Number 6 leading number 1, 10-7, as we head to Zook and the guys in New York. And so we played half the Iron Bowl at Jordan-Hare, 82nd edition. And Auburn leading 10-7 as we're just about set to start the 3rd quarter. Alabama will get the football first to start the 3rd. And they're going to have to try to muster some offense because they couldn't in the first half. Carlson's got it teed up. Jacobson digs back deep for Alabama. Auburn is not a good kick coverage team.
Yeah, that was one of the things I was surprised about at the end of the half. Nick Saban not calling a timeout and challenging that kick coverage for Auburn.
Let's see if they cover this one. I don't think it's going to be returnable anyway. Oh, it is. Going to bring it out. Jacobs got out to a 20, bounced off a would-be tackler, and then dropped right about at the 20. Brad Nessler, Gary Danielson, as we welcome you to the booth. Garrett,
I was facing that way.
I know, but
we're doing it this way.
We're doing it this way. Hey, 128 yards offense for Alabama. Auburn's defense came to play, didn't they?
You know, they did. And I thought in the game, there was times when the Auburn defense was dominating, the times they did dominate with the pass rush. But you know what stands out to me is the Alabama running backs. Jalen Hurts is the leading carrier in this game. The running backs, Scarborough, Harris, Jacobs, the three of them are 7 for 27. That's been the difference.
Hurts is going to come out throwing it to Damian Harris, trying to get to the corner. Did. Harris got a first down on the first play of the third quarter as we check in with Allie.
Guys, I talked to Coach Malzahn. I said, what's going to set your team apart in the second half? He said, we have to run the football. That and protect our quarterback, and I'm confident we can win this football game.
Now, Stidham was certainly good in the first half.
Yeah, that's a pretty good game. I mean, he got 150 yards throwing. I mean, you know, he was so calm. Wasn't he not calm when we saw him?
Yeah, he was.
Man, he looked like he was going to go out and play golf today instead of Alabama's defense.
Damian Harris, this time on the ground, and he's still on his feet into Auburn territory. That's the biggest play of the day for Alabama, with the exception of that 36-yard touchdown pass in the first half.
Jeff Holland, number 4, got hooked on this play. Watch on the outside right here. Holland gets blocked. Oh, a nice help that time by Irv Smith to set up the block by Womack, and that keyed the play. Great combination block by the tight end and tackle for Alabama.
So a couple of quick plays, and Harris has been the recipient so far. He's got it to the 35-yard line. Damian Harris and Jarrett Stidham, they go way back. How about when they're 8 years old, the Richmond 49ers? There's Stidham, the quarterback, Damian Harris, the tailback. They've been texting back and forth in their careers this week. And the 49ers in their Super Bowl, if you will, they beat the Browns.
They
and
did.
Of course, everybody
that's not fair.
beats the Browns.
Yeah, that's not fair.
Okay.
Easy. We're very touchy about that.
I know you are. They toss. They fake the toss and give it to Scarborough, and the big fella rumbles down inside the 25.
Well, remember, it was Bo Scarborough that Alabama rode at the end of 2-16. LSU, he ran 11 for 52 as Alabama's going to hurry this thing up right now. And he just continued. Auburn, he had 17 carries for 90 yards.
There he comes again, and there he goes again. Touchdown, Alabama. Scarborough from 21 yards out, and just like that, Alabama regains the lead.
And it was at halftime a year ago that Nick came out. Nick Saban told Allie, we're going to run the ball in the second half, and Scarborough was the guy that lit the fuse. This time, he does it again. Bradley Bozeman gets a good block at center. That allows no penetration, and Big Bo shows what he had at the end of 16, he still has in 2017.
Papanastis in for the point after. Up and good.
That drive kind of reminded me of the opening drive by Alabama. Remember, Damian Harris started out with that quick one, but this time they finished it off. At the end of the half, Nick Saban said to Allie, we had 4th and short, we punted. I don't think he liked that when he thought it over again.
Damian Harris did quite a bit of the work, and then Bo Scarborough says, I'm getting in the act. His 8th touchdown rush of the year, and Alabama's in front. So J.K. Scott to kick as Alabama's regained the lead. This one from the goal line. McNagany out across the 20 to the 21.
Yeah, they're both. Wilson's right there, top of the screen.
Here they come after Stidham. Over the middle on a late throw, got it to Hastings. And Hastings gets it to the 48-yard line.
Mac Wilson missed Hastings. Sometimes it's good to be small. Mac Wilson tried to get the block on Hastings coming across the middle and did not get it.
Now Stidham's going deep. Flags are down. Ball is incomplete. Slayton, the intended receiver, but again a flag at about the 27-yard line.
Illegal substitution on the defense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
I thought they had a guy coming in late before the snap of that ball. I couldn't see the number.
Yeah, top of your screen, you can see it as we widen out here. There are guys coming on the field, and I think Buggs is kind of easily going off the field. He did not hustle off the field, and it cost them another play for 1st and 5 for Auburn.
Raekwon Davis was trying to come in for Buggs, and they got a little confused. So penalty against Alabama.
I thought if Buggs would have hustled, though, he could have got off. He kind of dogged it off the field.
1st and 5. Quick throw out to Davis. Puts the brakes on and gets a first down. Put his hand down to keep his balance and picks up the first down.
Well, just think about this on this wide receiver quick screen. I mean, you work really hard to get your back in space one-on-one.
And now gives it off to Kerryon Johnson. Trying to find a hole and won't find one. Raekwon Davis was the first guy there, and then the Tide helped him out.
Got another angle here on Sean Evans here, number 32, coming from behind. Players down. I don't know. I did not think that was a penalty. Sorry.
I don't think I did either. But I like the fact that he's trying to protect the quarterback.
I wish they had these rules when I played.
That's what I was thinking. 2nd and 8. Stidham going to have to throw this one away. And it's going to bring up 3rd and long.
You know, sometimes you just choose the wrong side of the field. There's not much you can do about it. You look pre-read, you don't have anything, then you get the corner blitz, and look, you got him wide open right there. If you would have just stayed with the corner blitz and read it out, you should retreat and throw that ball right where the displaced corner is.
6 out of 11 today for Auburn on their 3rd down conversions. Evans is coming off the edge. Stidham standing in and now trying to get away from Evans, and he's got to get rid of it again. So Rashaan Evans, after picking up the penalty, picks up enough pressure to force an upcoming field goal.
Well, the pressure, you can tell Jeremy Pruitt's going to blitz. They're coming. Evans from this side, pressure from the other side. Forced one way by Minkah Fitzpatrick out to Evans, and Evans forces the throw late. Stidham saved a field goal opportunity by getting rid of the ball there.
Evans got a piece of the quarterback twice.
Well, Jeremy Pruitt is just dialing up the blitzes, boy.
This is not a chip shot, even for Carlson. 44-yard attempts. And a kick on the way. And good. I guess it was a chip shot for him.
Well, he always talks about we, and that means his holder, Tyler Stovall. He says, we made that one. He and his holder. They got it through.
Well, those two guys made it a one-point game is what they did. 52-yard drive, a little over 3 minutes. Alabama by 1.
Alabama got knocked down on the mat early, but they're used to this. They've been in a lot of big games.
And waiting on Daniel Carlson's kick. Josh Jacobs hesitated for a moment, but brings it out again. And he gets out around the 22, maybe the 23-yard line. There's Bo Scarborough, has scored the last time they had the ball. Let's go back 1 second to the wheel. This is if everything doesn't go as planned, right?
Now, these are the guys that are committed. We're just hoping the committee thinks towards them. A one-loss Alabama. Ohio State wins the Big Ten championship. They beat Michigan today. What if TCU upsets Oklahoma? Ew, what? USC, are they still alive?
Those are the ifs.
Oh, okay.
The present is Alabama by 1. And Bo Scarborough with the ball goes down at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Well, we talked about the running backs at half. They had carried the ball 7 times for 27 yards. In the last drive alone, the running backs Harris and Scarborough carried it 4 times for 67 yards. 3 times what they had done before, 2.5 times.
And the rest of those 77 first half yards were Jalen Hurts. This is where he hurts you too sometimes. 3rd and 4.
Here's where if you're Kevin Steele and Gus Malzahn, you're depending on your defensive line.
Hurts going to throw it out in the flat to Scarborough. And Roberts, what a tackle. Can't do it any better than that.
You know, when we were talking to defensive coordinator Kevin Steele, we were singing the praises of Trey Matthews. And he said, don't sleep on Stephen Roberts, right? He's having a great year for us, making tackles like a strong safety. I said, you know why we don't talk about him a lot? He looks like a corner out there.
Right.
And he made a big tackle for Kevin Steele's defense.
189-pound safety out of just up the road in Appalachia, Alabama.
I could have just seen Bo just shaking that guy off and going for it there. I just was anticipating that. What a play.
Punt. Fair caught at the 32-yard line by Ryan Davis. And Auburn takes over. 8 minutes, 8 seconds remaining, 3rd quarter. That's how you bring down the big guy in the open field. Their defense is giving their offense the football back when we return. Talked about the Alabama linebackers and the guys they missed. They missed that guy.
They sure do. Use their signal caller. Remember, he went out in the LSU game. If you don't count sacks to subtract, LSU rushed for 188 yards against this Alabama defense, most of it without Sean Deion Hamilton. Mississippi State 2 weeks ago rushed for 182. Now, you put in new guys, it's not seamless, but Alabama has missed that middle linebacker, Sean Deion Hamilton.
Yeah, he was the guy calling the shots over there. Injured his kneecap in that game. And out for the year.
I thought they missed him in the national championship game last year, too, to tell you the truth.
Auburn only down 1 with the football back. Maybe a yard for Kerryon Johnson. More on injuries. Here's Allie.
Guys, keep your eye on Dylan Moses for Alabama. He's out there on the field, but he did suffer a right ankle injury. They retaped it and cleared him to play. Also, Trey Matthews for Auburn, his hamstring tightened up on him again. It's that same left hamstring he injured during LSU. It's been a nagging injury.
All right, Allie, you called him out. He made the tackle. Moses on the last stop after a yard game. Kerryon Johnson again. Going to be 3rd down coming up. Moses made another stop.
You know, sometimes you think about, oh, God, this, Auburn offense has the Alabama defense off balance. Okay, they've given up a touchdown, which is about par for their defense. This is their 9th game against a Power 5 conference football teams. Coming into this game, they've given up 8 touchdowns in Power 5 football. This is 9. They've given up 9. They're still defensively very strong.
A little over 10 points a game as tops in the country defensively for Alabama. Stidham on 3rd down. Crossing route, Ryan Davis on the run. Davis cuts outside. He's all the way down to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, Levi Wallace again. Davis just a little bit too quick for him. Comes in motion. Watch him come in motion. Just a bit of a, well, not even a rub. I was going to try to give Levi Wallace a bit of a break, but once Davis gets it, out of position, big play.
Wildcat, Kerryon Johnson. Got 2, maybe 3.
Man, Christian Miller, number 47, the injured linebacker who was hurt against Florida State in the opener. All the questions were how many plays could he play as we look at Tony Brown on the sideline. He's out there. I think he's rotated maybe every 3rd series or something like that. And he's going to rotate out.
So 2nd down and 7. Stidham, quarterback draw this time. Got a big hole in the middle of the field. Stidham down to the 12.
Number 77, Markel Harrell, is the offensive lineman that makes the move and comes in on Rashaan Evans. Watch this. Comes around perfectly, walls off Evans on the play. Who would have thought that Stidham is going to run a quarterback draw?
He got 12 yards, and he got it to the 12.
Got to hand it to Chip Lindsey or Gus, whoever's calling the plays. They are calling good plays. This is a tough Bama defense to move the ball, and they're doing it pretty well.
Now it's Kerryon Johnson. Stood up at the 11.
Nothing easy, is it? Kerryon Johnson, who made Georgia look, less than number 1, that's for sure. Today it's been a lot tougher. Few and far between has he been able to break through that defensive line.
Johnson last week had his 7th straight 100-yard game. He's been a workhorse again today in that backfield. At the 10-yard line. Stove's going to get it on an end around. Got a blocker in front. Diving down around the 4-yard line. Are they going to say he's out? Nope, at a 4.
I think Chandler Cox, number 27, gets the key block. The H-back coming right at you. He arc blocks and finishes off the block to clear it for those extra 3 or 4 yards.
Here's the biggest 1 yard of the game. 3rd and 1.
Yeah, what do you do if you're Gus Malzahn if you don't make it here?
Kerryon Johnson in the Wildcat. He will keep it. Hesitates, waits for his blockers, and heads to the corner. He's not in, but he's got it 1st and goal.
A big tackle by Ronnie Harrison that time to save a touchdown.
Kerryon holding his shoulder a little bit.
He is. Watch number 15, left side of your screen right there. Fights off a block and hits the left shoulder of Kerryon Johnson. Helmet to shoulder.
1st and goal. He stays in there. And he gets in there. Touchdown, Auburn.
Did Darius James pull him in? Number 78. Let's watch James right here to see if he isn't the one that helps the injured Kerryon Johnson get in the, he runs right into him and then he pulls him in.
Little bear hug.
Yes, Johnson's hurting. You can tell by that limp left arm as he walks off.
Extra point by Carlson. Up and good. Auburn seesaws back in front. Kerryon Johnson going on the Auburn 10th. Not a good sign. But with 3:02 to go in the 3rd quarter, this is a good sign. 69-yard drive and 12 plays, a little over 5 minutes. And Kerryon Johnson's 17th rushing touchdown of the year has the Tigers back in front. Carlson's kickoff upcoming. Jacobs has returned most of them today, even when they've been deep in his own end zone. This line drive is bobbled a little bit by Diggs. And now Trayvon Diggs weaving his way through traffic. Diggs across the 30, down the near sideline. Trayvon Diggs all the way to the 40 of Auburn.
And I think Josh Jacobs helped him but again, that weakness, it's like in baseball. If you got a bad fielder, they always seem to hit it at that guy in a key time. The weakness of this Alabama team, their kickoff coverage unit.
Auburn, you mean?
Auburn team, yes. The kickoff coverage unit for Auburn, they give up the big return, and all of a sudden Alabama in a position to make this score and game a lot tighter.
55-yard kickoff return by Diggs sets up the Tide offensive. And it's Jacobs down to the 23. Guess we know where Paul Bunyan's axe is going to be. Going to stay in Madtown. Jacobs got a 1st down on that run. And Alabama back in the red zone at the 18-yard line of Auburn. Hurts. Holland giving chase. He's just got to get rid of it.
And how smart Holland that time. He was not too aggressive on Hurts. He knew what was in front of him. If he went for a fast tackle on that play, Hurts was going to beat him. Stay patient, keep him in front of you like playing basketball. Keep him in front of you and force the throw.
And give him a little head nudge in the end there.
No.
Just to let him know you're there.
You are a defensive lineman. You're allowed to do that.
There's a quarterback comparison so far. Each has dropped a fumble. 2nd down and 10 for Jalen Hurts and the Alabama offense. Going to flip it out to Jacobs with blockers in front. He's knocked out at the 12, where it's going to bring up 3rd down and about 5.
This play could have gone either direction. You've got a screen going both ways. You can throw it to the right side to Ridley or the left side to Jacobs.
Gary just told you a moment ago, they haven't converted a third down all day. Here's another one. Now it's 3rd and 9, and it's getting louder in here by the moment. Ridley now goes in motion into a slot. Hurts got away from pressure. Finally throws back across his body. Jump ball tipped. Was it caught? Henches, did he get it? Touchdown.
Holy cow. Well, first of all, this ball should have never been thrown.
I don't see no catch.
No. Jalen Hurts is very fortunate that this ball didn't get intercepted, and it bounced off the ground.
Touchdown.
It is called a TD.
It was an incomplete pass.
I thought that was an easy one. That one hit the toe of the football, hit the ground. Kinch's left hand came off the football. That's the right call. Sorry, it's the right call.
Andy Pappanastis in for the field goal try. He's 15 of 19 this year, but he's had a muscle pull and didn't play last week as a place kicker. This will be a 35-yard attempt to try to cut the lead to 3. Bobbled snap. Now J.K. Scott trying to throw it. Got it to Pappanastis, but Auburn takes over.
How ironic. For years, Nick Saban was one of the last coaches that used his quarterback to be a holder. He trusted old school that his backup quarterback should be the holder. And on this one, the punter, J.K. Scott, does not make the catch. And what might have been a touchdown, what might have been a field goal, turns into no points.
And Auburn takes over at the 26. Kerryon Johnson, a tough 2 or 3.
Just keep remembering what's at stake here.
Kerryon Johnson back in there after being in the medical tent on the Auburn sideline. Second down and 7. Davis in motion. Stidham rolling right, firing, and it's complete to Davis. First down.
Holy cow, what a throw.
I think it's a first down.
They were able to match up Ryan Davis on Ronnie Harrison, the strong safety, but just as Harrison was trying to come out of his break, that ball was on the way, and I thought the arm was underneath it. What a catch, what a throw.
I called first down. I'm not 100% sure, but they moved the sticks, and we moved to the end of the third quarter. Crowd going crazy with 15 minutes to play. Number 6 leads number 1, 20-14. We'll return to Auburn right after this message and a word from your local station. We saw some of these same dance moves 2 weeks ago against then number 1 Georgia. 2 weeks later, we're back. Number 1 Alabama, and they're in trouble.
Well, it's a fourth quarter, and I love to watch Alabama and Auburn play in the fourth quarter. There's a lot that can happen, I'll tell you that. Listen, let's just sit back because Auburn has last 3 times they've had the ball, they've gone field goal, touchdown, field goal.
I don't know about you, but I've never done an Alabama game where they didn't pick up a third down conversion.
Yeah, exactly.
Auburn's got it right now with the lead, and Kerryon Johnson, even though he's banged up, is still out there wheeling it. That's going to put him over 100, I think.
Well, we wondered, I don't know what magic they have in that tent with that left shoulder, and he's carrying the ball in his left arm, so it must feel strong. Another big play.
Stays in there in the Wildcat, over 100 for the 8th straight week, and doing it against the best defense in the country. Here he comes again. Snuck underneath there to get about 3.
You know, I asked Gus Malzahn, are you good? Obviously, you're not going to put Kerryon Johnson on a pitch count for this game. And he goes, no, but we would like to know that we're going to carry him at least 10 times in the fourth quarter. So we're going to manage it in different ways, you know, take him out, throw the ball, do a little bit different things, but they knew they would need him in the fourth quarter.
Stidham's out there at the top of your screen as a wide receiver right now. Davis in motion. And here comes a flea flicker as Stidham's got time. He's going to go back to Davis. Oh, what a move by Davis inside the 30, down to the 20-yard line. You talk about pulling out the offensive stops.
Well, it was a trick formation. Alabama should have been ready for it. When Auburn huddles up differently, they usually come out unbalanced. They were unbalanced, and what a nice play off of the Wildcat reverse throwback and then juke move at the end of it. That is everything on one play, right?
And a 25-yard pickup to the 20-yard line of Alabama. Tigers with a 6-point lead and driving. Kerryon Johnson for 4.
Remember, Jarrett Stidham was flanked out to the right. Kerryon Johnson, double reverse. Stidham throws it back. Watch the juke. He jukes him out of his pants right there, and that's a pretty good football player, Minkah Fitzpatrick, that he does that. Remember, Ryan Davis was a high school quarterback. He's used to having the ball in his hands and making people miss.
We said earlier in the first quarter already, he went over the single season mark in receptions in Auburn record books, and now Stidham, the quarterback, heading to the end zone, touchdown.
That group of plays right there for this Auburn football team. Just about everything you can have. Darius Slayton got a key block on Minkah Fitzpatrick to allow Stidham to get into the end zone.
So the 2-point try coming up. Kerryon Johnson and Davis go out to the right. Stidham in the shotgun from the 3 on the 2-point conversion.
Look at this.
And now they're going to put a tackle over there. Austin Golston, the tight end, moving, everybody on the move. Stidham lofts it away, incomplete. Well, that was a lot of fireworks for nothing.
They tried to do a gimmick play back to Tucker Brown. Alabama had it stopped.
Stays a 12-point game. 12:49 remains a 12-point game after a failed 2-point conversion attempt by Auburn.
Well, if you're down 12 points, you know you got to hand the ball to your quarterback and say, bail us out here. You know, it's not like you can go 3 yards in a cloud of dust now.
Jalen told us the last time we talked to him, you're only as strong as your trigger man. Well, he's going to have both hammers back now. And this one won't be returned to bring it out to the 25. Alabama needs points in a hurry. Jalen Hurts steps up. He's going to take off. See how much he can get. Oh, he's dragged down by Roberts before he got to the first down marker.
So if you were on the committee, and let's assume Alabama loses this game, okay? They've been #1 all year.
Right.
What would you do with all these possibilities, okay? You know, the SEC champ, Ohio State beats Wisconsin. You should freeze frame that. Brad, do you know how to do that? Freeze frame that thing?
Sure.
And then fill out your own ballot.
Are you going to put check marks in those things or not?
Vern got me in trouble by me to me in 2006.
We're a lot more alike than you think we are.
I would just like to step back and not do it.
5 minutes to go. Hurts throws short, complete to Irv Smith.
Well, listen, all of college football knows that if Alabama loses this game, they're not going to be in if the chalk holds. But I actually think all the other possibilities, they will still get in. That's my ballot.
Hurts throws again behind his receiver, incomplete. It was Smith in the same spot as the previous pattern, and it's third down.
So where has Calvin Ridley been in this football game? Remember, Kevin Steele told us that we're going to play the LeBron defense against these guys.
2-3.
2-3. Jalen Hurts and Calvin Ridley. We have to stop LeBron. 23.
They're doing a pretty good job of it. Hurts will have to take off again. Can he get to the first down marker? He got there, but barely got it to the 40. And they'll move the sticks. And they're still 60 yards away from a touchdown, and they need more than one of them. Gotta hurry now. And that's what Jalen Hurts is telling his guys. Would you get in position? Including Ridley, who's at the bottom of your screen. Hurts in trouble. Can't run out of it this time. Got a couple.
Well, that's really the third time that Jalen Hurts has been forced out of the pocket in just the last 4 plays. It does not appear that Auburn is overpowering the offensive line, but close enough to force Hurts out of the pocket.
Again, he waits all day before going deep in the middle, and he got Ridley. They put the brakes on and got to the 30.
I'll tell you, Auburn's defense is sucking air right now. They've got no pass rush. Wouldn't be shocked if Gus Malzahn takes a timeout and lets his pass rushers rest. They got no juice at all.
That might be the best pass of the day for Jalen Hurts, including the touchdown that he just threw a jump ball up in the first half. In trouble again. Gonna lob it to Jacobs if he can get a block. But he's going down to the line of scrimmage. Nick Coe made the stop right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it was Jeff Holland coming around the corner of a right tackle that time. Puts the pressure on, has the sack, but Jalen Hurts is strong enough to get rid of it.
2nd and 15. There'll be 3 minutes left in the game during this play. Hurts trying to scan the field, running out of time again. Can't get rid of it, and down he goes. And it's Coe who got to him again.
I'll tell you, Nick Coe was so tired, I don't think he really wanted to run after him. But then he got the opportunity because Marlon Davidson forced him to it, and Nick Saban is going to have to take a timeout here and let his team rest on offense.
That's their last one, though. And they've got to get it all the way down to the 20-yard line when we come back for a first down. Hurts steps up in the pocket. Deep middle. Intended for Ridley, incomplete.
Jerry Jeudy, so much attention to Calvin Ridley. Jalen Hurts, but watch Jerry Jeudy right here get open for a touchdown. Right there, right up the seam, had him. He was all eyes on number 3, though.
Remember when we told you earlier that Alabama's #1 in the country on 4th down conversions?
They better be, huh?
They better be. Here's the game. Hurts steps up. Might have been over the line of scrimmage. Pass is incomplete anyway. Flags down. I think he crossed the line of scrimmage. It's not going to matter.
Illegal forward pass on the offense. Quarterback went beyond the line of scrimmage to throw the ball. That's a loss of down 5 yards. The ball turns over. First down Auburn.
So, you know, something is going to have to give if Alabama gets in this thing, right? I mean, here's what the committee has never done in the playoffs. Selected a 2-loss team, selected 2 teams from the same conference, or left out the SEC and the Big Ten.
Well, right now, if Auburn goes to Atlanta to play Georgia, they've got 2 losses. Alabama would have 1, but not being in the conference title game.
Well, then you got Ohio State if they beat Wisconsin, TCU if they beat Oklahoma.
I'm glad I'm not on the committee. Nice hit by Jennings. But the clock now will wind under 2 minutes. Alabama can't stop it. The biggest game number 8 says he's ever been in. A Heisman Trophy winner from the past, looking on in anticipation. And a guy that's only lost 1 game, and it was in the championship to Clemson a year ago, can only look on now and think of what's next. But next is not going to be a win at Jordan-Hare.
Well, remember that first drive by Alabama. They run the running backs, 4 runs, 67 yards. Bo Scarborough goes in, and since then, it's been all Auburn.
Remember what we said about 3.5 hours ago? It has the feel of 4 years ago. As Auburn came back from a loss to LSU, their quarterback got hot. That guy's been hot. Number 21 was carrying the ball. It was Trey Mason 4 years ago. Right. It's Kerryon Johnson today. They didn't need a miracle kickoff field goal return because today they've just been so solid for so long that they're about to pull the stunner and win over a #1 team twice in 2 weeks. Who does that?
Amazing. And as we mentioned in the open, you said they were left for dead. Gus Malzahn's job was the talk of talk radio, that he should be let go. What had he done? Resurrect, gone from number 19. They should be no worse than number 4. They and Georgia will get a rematch. The winner goes.
All the Bulldogs said, Kirby Smart said as well, you want another shot at Auburn after making all the mistakes you made and all that? Every one of them said, we want another shot at Auburn.
And remember, Gus Malzahn was caught saying, we beat the dog out of them.
Alabama going to try to block the punt. They don't get there. There's nobody back. Doesn't matter where it goes out of bounds at this point. There's 1 or 2 plays left.
How about Stidham? A year ago at this time, he was throwing passes for a high school.
Yeah. In between stops after leaving Baylor. Transferring here, became the starter in spring ball. Figured out what Auburn football is all about, what the SEC is all about. And now getting ready for the biggest win of his football life. And Gus Malzahn, a fist to the crowd and a little bit of a shower.
And let's remember all the rumors going around about Gus Malzahn. Will he go home to Arkansas? What do you do now?
Going to be the last play, barring a penalty. The throw completed. Might end up being a touchdown. Not going to get there. Cam Sims, as the clocks hit 0. And a double shower for Gus Malzahn. And they're coming out of the stands at Jordan-Hare. His second win against Alabama in his stay here on the Plains, and it's a huge one. Winner take all to win the West and have a date with the Dogs. They've got it. The winning coach is with Allie.
Coach, for the second time in 3 weeks, you've taken out the #1 team in the country on your home field. How can you describe the level of excitement and pride right now?
It's unbelievable. I'm so proud of our team. It's so hard to do. 2 out of 3 weeks, play the #1 team and get up again. Our guys did it. We beat them handily.
What has clicked for this Auburn team in the second half?
Well, we're just playing good football. Very few teams this time of year are playing their best football. We're one of them.
You were worried about third downs. 2 for 10 isn't so bad. Were you impressed with the defense today?
Yeah, we were 0 for last year and just turned around on third down and couldn't be happier. It's a big moment for us. We're on our way.
You told Jarrett Stidham before the game, just be you. How impressive was your quarterback today?
He made plays with his feet, didn't he? And made some great throws. So proud of our team. So proud of our defense. That quarterback is unbelievable running the football.
Congratulations, Coach. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Allie, I hope you can get one of those escorts out of there because you're in a pile down there in the middle of the field. Kennedy Faith Brown, Jeremy Stidham's girlfriend. I think she's in the Elite 8 in soccer or something. And, well, she's got a little kiss there. And they're both pretty happy about how things are going in their athletic careers. Well, We're going to have a lot of work done for the committee when they start panning things out here, because Alabama, number 1, has lost for the first time this year. 26-14. Auburn wins it at home. Their 10th win of the year. They're heading to Atlanta to play the Georgia Bulldogs next Saturday. That's going to wrap it up from quite a party here at Jordan-Hare. About 87,000 really enjoying themselves. For Gary Danielson and Allie LaForce, Brad Nussler saying so long from the Iron Bowl. Postgame show powered by Ram is coming up next.